Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Badbananawizard and welcome to Magic 2014. Yes, if you've never played Magic the Gathering, you might be a little lost, but I'll try to explain things as best as I can just by going through the campaign. Trading card game. Leave it at that. I'd already done the introductory, what the heck? Oh, this goes backwards, okay. I've already done the introductory level pretty much to train you in the whole game and everything. Boring. Played Magic when I was younger. Played it like crazy. Still got a lot of cards too. But there's story and stuff to it. Read that if you want. Leave it there for a second, but not too interested in the story. Never really was with Magic. It was just it's got its own universe, which is cool, but that's about it for me, really. And we're just playing the campaign. The campaign gives you preset decks that you fight against, and they typically play the same things in a pattern, so you kind of learn the pattern, you can beat it easily. Gives you a couple decks to start with. You get the green deck and a red deck. So I've been using the red deck through the beginning levels, so I will continue using the red deck because I'm pretty good with it. It's a decent deck. So how the game works, for anyone that does not know, is you start off with a hand of 7 cards, and I want some mana, which is from these lands, the mountains, and some stuff that I can play. This is an okay hand. I'll keep this hand because the mana cost of things is at the top right. These two cost 1. This one costs 3. I've got lots of mana, so I'll keep this one and rely on my card draw to give me the rest. So first off, play 1 mountain. Gives you 1 mana to start with. Then zoom in here, see this guy, see this. Obviously playing a spell right now is pointless because there's nothing on the board to deal with, so I'm going to play this little 1/1 creature, which is a nice ability. When it dies, I can deal 1 damage to anything. Very nice card. Probably getting into this a little fast for anyone that doesn't know Magic, but whatever. Be it as it may, I'll just guide you as I go. So, a lot of strategy, a lot of planning, a lot of plotting involved with Magic. What is this that he played? It's a 1/1 creature, it means it has 1 attack and 1 defense, or health or toughness, if you will. A lot of different terms people to use, but toughness I think is the original term for it. As long as it's equipped, it gets +1/+1, it has flying. Pointless. Will not bother about that right now. This is just a 1/1 creature just like mine. And play a mountain every turn we can, because that increases our mana each turn. What is this? Oh, Inferno. Deals 6 damage to everything. Obviously, 7 mana. 5. The 5 means just 5 of any color, and the 2 red ones means I need 2 red. I've got 2 red. It's a red deck. All it has is red mana, so the 5 of any color doesn't matter. This one, 3 of any color. Let me see. 2 damage to a creature or player. Dies. Exile it instead. Exile means remove it from the game, and it can't come back into this game. Not going to waste it on that. I'm just going to jump right into the combat. That is a sorcery card, which means I can only play it during my main phase. There are 4 phases pretty much to basically to Magic. You have the upkeep, which means you untap everything, and that's another thing. Things get tapped. When you tap something, you use it pretty much. Yeah. So I just attacked with my Goblin Arsonist. I tap it. That means he has been used. So I attacked him with it. All's good and dandy. And that means I can't defend with it, because when you attack someone, you can be defending as well. So let's see what this is. Equipment. Oh, you got an equipment. It's adventuring gear. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Ooh, that is deadly. That will work very well in his favor, and that gets equipped, so it gets +1/+1 in flying. So now it becomes a danger. So it is now a 2/2 that flies. When it flies, that means creatures that don't have flying cannot block it. So it flies over your head pretty much and goes right to your hero, which is you, which is technically whatever. It's not a hero. I've been watching too much Hearthstone videos from Total Biscuit. Love Hearthstone. I can't wait to get into it. I love trading card games so much. And I top decked a stupid mountain. Don't want that. Yeah, so now, since this thing's a beast, and we'll get more beastly, our option now is we can either, I'd like to play this, because whenever I cast a red spell, which is any red card that I play, or a mountain enters the field on my control, I'll gain life. You start with 20 life. I've got 18 right now, because he just hit me for 2, but that is a threat. So I'm going to hit a creature, I'm going to hit this guy, and wipe that out of here. because if he plays a land, which he obviously will, there's highly doubtful that he would not play a land. Because usually in the beginning of the game, you've got more than 2 lands in your hand. Otherwise, you should have mulliganed that hand, which is an ability that you have at the beginning of the game. If you don't like the 7 cards in your hand, you can draw a new hand, but you start with 1 less card, so you have 6 cards instead of 7. So it gives you a card disadvantage, but it could, you know, give you a hand that's much more beneficial to you, so it could help. Now I'll go ahead and play that because I have nothing else to play, which is an artifact, so it will sit in the side and do nothing until an active effect happens, which is casting a spell or playing a mountain. I'll gain 1 life from doing so. Very helpful to get me life back. So I just keep hitting him with my little goblin guy, whittle him down a little bit. The game will get more complex soon, with more mana, more cards, bigger stuff coming out. He has definitely got to play some stuff. He has only played 2 little things so far. As long as he is equipped as double strike. Ooh, nasty. He's going to obviously equip that. Yep, now it gets double strike. Wait, I thought that... The double strike deals twice to combat. Once when the creature deals first strike damage, and again when the creature deals regular damage. Possible for the creature to be destroyed before it can deal combat damage. Okay, so that means it gets to attack twice. I knew that double strike still existed in Magic. That was a thing that happened long ago. It's an old thing that's been around for a long time. I stopped playing in like 2004. Yeah, it's been a while. But it was like high school. You know, we were all playing cards, and it's like, oh, this is cool and stuff. And we played Magic like crazy. It was great. And he's obviously not going to block that 1/1 with his 1/1, because his 1/1 would die because that one deals 1 damage when it dies. And it would deal 1 damage to that guy, obviously. Oh, yeah, that thing gives it plus... Ah, crap. Oh. Yeah, I guess I couldn't have blocked and dealt 1 damage anyway, because mine would have died. It would have dealt 1 damage. That thing's a 3/3 now, so it would have only been 2 damage, so it wouldn't have died. You need to deal equivalent damage to its toughness. What do we got here? Looks like we gained some life from that. Obviously, we're hurting right now. 1 damage to a creature or player, 2 damage to another creature or player, and 3 damage to a third target creature or player. This is the only card we got to play, so let's go for it. We're going to do 1 damage to him, obviously. 2 damage to him, and... Ooh. Can't do multiple targets? That's interesting. This makes this challenging. So this is an opportune time to play that then. Is it an instant? No, it's a sorcery. Instants would be able to be played on his turn. It would have been beneficial for me, but it's a sorcery. So I don't want to kill off my Goblin Arsonist because he's the only thing I've got right now dealing damage to him. So I guess I'll just deal 1 damage to myself because I'll gain 1 health from that being played. I'll deal 2 damage to his creature and 3 damage to him. So that's how that's going to go. A little complicated maybe if you've never played Magic or any real card game at all, but that I feel was the best option to go with. So now we attack with our little 1/1, deal another damage to him, and now we are in the lead, technically speaking. He has 4 cards in his hand. You can tell under his portrait. Well, now 5 because he drew a card right in the middle on his portrait. So now he's got more cards than me in his hand, which is not the end of the world, but it sucks for me because he can play more equipped stuff. Ugh. Eesh. It's gonna. Oh man, if he gets a creature out and keeps it out, and he plays a land, he's gonna get +2/+2 from that 1 equip, and he's gonna get +2/+1. So he's gonna hit for 4 damage at the least. So now that I've got tons of mana, I can deal 6 damage to everything whenever I need to, which is fantastic. And it's actually an instant. That's an old card, actually, I believe, Inferno. That's a really old card, if I remember right. That might be like... I'd like to say... I'm probably going to be way wrong regardless of what I say, so I probably shouldn't. But I'm thinking it's like... Oh, when was Inferno? That was before Urza Saga, when that came out, I think. It was like 6th edition or way back then. Oh, come on. I'm getting so stacked with mana, it is pointless. Jeez. Well, if I get a Disintegrate, I'm going to blast his face off, that's for sure. I could win with a Disintegrate. That'd be great to win with a Disintegrate at this point. He's got 10 health left. It's getting... this. If he can't play anything to turn this around right away, then I'm just going to win. It's just as simple as that, because I've got a health advantage, which is fantastic for me because he is not playing anything. Come on. What do you got? Oh, crap. Now you get that thing. Oh, and it's got flying now. I'm just going to get +1/+1. So it's going to be a 2/2. So 4/3. And then that, if he plays land, is going to make it a 6/4. Or 6/5. Sheesh. Nasty. Okay, so now he gets his nastiness. Oh, game over. I win. Alright, so now I can do 5 damage to him, which I will right now. Splat. Now he's at 5. If I attack with my 1/1, it's kind of pointless because he'll just block it and kill it. But I know my 1/1's going to die anyway. I can kill him off anyway with Inferno, so I'm going to wait. I will not attack, because he could play something with haste. A creature with haste can attack the minute you play it. When you play a creature on the field, it enters the field with summoning sickness, so you cannot do anything in terms of attacking or tapping that creature. You can't use the creature, technically speaking, until the next turn. Then it's not so sick, it feels better, wants to charge in and fight things, so that makes a big difference. So Mountain doesn't matter. We'll have 10 mana. That's retarded amounts of mana. And I'm surprised he didn't attack. I guess he was thinking he needs to block because he has low health. Inferno for the win. 6 damage to everything. Wipes the board, wipes his health out, and good game. I win! Congratulations. Well, that was quick and easy enough. So when you're playing this version of the game, apparently you unlock cards when you're using decks all the time. Apparently this card's in the deck somewhere. I've never seen it yet, but it's interesting. Very nice card. Doubles the effective use of your cards there. So let's go ahead and do this one. Since that one was so quick and easy, might as well keep it up, give you some more information if I can. Oh geez, only 2 mountains, but low cost, low cost. Not too bad of a cost. Inferno again, and the low cost. That's not great, but it's not bad. There is a lot of low cost cards in this deck though, because this one's 1, this is 2, this one's 1, this one's 4, and this one's 7. It's ridiculously expensive, but it's a really nice card. And it's a rare. Rarity of cards is at the right underneath the portrait. The black means obviously that it's a common, not much of use. Silver means it's rare, or I mean rare. Silver means it's uncommon, and gold means rare. Rares are awesome. More rares you got, the better, more than likely. Oh, we'll keep this hand. I think we can do with this one, because the one, we've got an early start with our 1/1 to pick at them, so very helpful for us. Especially since it has an ability. I mean, when it comes to card games, analyzing and noticing the small details and the rewards of the cards that you're playing is a huge thing. Like, this one's obviously going to be better than mine. It's a uncommon. Mine's just a common. This is 1 for a 0/1. That's the balance, because 1 for a 1/1 with whatever this is, I haven't even read it yet, would probably be overpowered. When it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a 1/1 counter on Hada Freeblade, which means he gets +1/+1 permanently when him or another ally. Yeah, he gets a 1/1 counter. That is ridiculous. That is a 1/2 for 1. Eesh, and he gets +1/+1 every time he plays a creature. I am kind of hosed with that gun. So, I've got a Torch Fiend. That's a 2/1 for 2. It's not bad. If he plays another creature, he's going to turn this into a 2/3, and then that becomes issues. So I'm going to want to do this to deal 2 damage to him right away and blast him off the field, causing me to waste my turn efficiently or effectively, because I can't really do anything else except for attack, which is a decent play on him, but a better play for me because I use a 1-cost card to get rid of his 1-cost card, which was a pretty fierce beast, if you ask me. Because for all I know, ooh, it's a double mana deck. He's got a white and a green, so he's obviously a mix of colors. He's going to be white cards and green cards. Thank you, mana. I need that. Play this guy, a little 2/1 for our attacking prowess. Prowess. Ooh, we got a Magma Phoenix. Nice. It's animated. It's pretty. I'll explain that when we get to playing it. You could pause that there and read it if you wanted to, whatever, yada yada. So we're going to smack him for 1 again, take him down to 18, skip the animation, makes it quicker, and off to his turn. So pretty much the phases of playing cards. You have your upkeep, which is just anything that has an upkeep. I've never seen anything with an upkeep in this Magic yet. 2/2 for 3, not that great, but it is an artifact, so it kind of changes things up and makes it different. But this is just flavor text is what it's called. Was called. I don't know if they call it anything different now. Not into the Magic the Gathering crowd at this point in time. Oh, nice! I can sacrifice my Torch Fiend just to blast that off the field because it's an artifact. Pay red and sack it to destroy an artifact. Cool. Not a bad idea, but I want to attack. And it is usable at any time because it's an ability and it doesn't require my creature to tap or be tapped. It just says that. It doesn't show a tap symbol. So I will attack. If he chooses to block anything, I might just sack this guy. Just to kill that. Okay, so he's just going to block with that, so that just negates itself anyway. No use. Kills them both. Good game. Fair trade. He knew I could have sacked to destroy it. Obviously, it's a computer, it's going to know the odds. And it's pretty intelligent AI, actually, as well. Sweet, that gets us this. More mana. I can deal 4 damage to a creature and 2 damage to its controller. And it's an instant, so for this turn, there's no creatures to mess with. So we can wait, go ahead and attack, smack him for 1. He's a 3 mana deck. This is weird. He's got a mountain, 2 forests, and plains. That's weird. Huh. It's the first time I've encountered that so far in this version of the Magic trading card game of 2014 here. Oh boy, what's he playing? Joraga Bard. Joraga, whatever. Or another ally in his battlefield under your control. And you have an ally creature you control gain vigilance until end of turn. Interesting. Very interesting. Vigilance means that you can attack without tapping that creature. So it's effectively, you're able to attack with it and then defend with it if you want to. And it is 4 toughness, and this would kill it. Ally creatures you control. Ooh, that's plural. Ooh, that does it for all allies. So he's an ally deck, apparently. Because Elf Rogue ally. Any creature that says ally will be affected by that. It's not too big of a threat. I mean, he'd attack for 1. Not big deal. I'm going to play the Magma Phoenix, which is a flying creature, which means his land creatures that don't have flying can't really block it. When it dies, it deals 3 damage to everything and everyone, and I can pay 5 mana to pull him back from the graveyard when I want to. It's just a 3/3. It's not too effective for a 5 mana cost, but it has flying and it has that buyback option, which is very nice. And I should not have attacked with that. That was a stupid move on my part. Got ahead of myself. And he obviously smashes that down. And I'm just going to deal 1 damage to him. Make the most of my waste. Don't want to hit his creature because it's kind of pointless since it has 3 toughness. I'd only drop it down to 2 toughness and it wouldn't die. And obviously, as you see there, at the end of every turn, all damage to creatures gets wiped clean. Everything heals right up. Alright, what do we got here? Blood Pyre Elemental. You can. It's a 4/1, so it's like a glass cannon. It just blasts things and has low health. You can sacrifice it to deal 4 damage to a creature. Activate this ability only when you could cast a sorcery. Sorceries can only be cast during your main phase. They can't be cast like in between main phases, like in the combat. It can't be cast on the opponent's turn. Instants can, such as this. So what we can do, we could play the Blood Pyre Elemental now, which is a good choice, because he's not a threat right now. This 1/4, I'll let that thing hit me all day long. It's not going to be a problem to me. I've got 20 health. So I'm going to attack with this, because it'll fly right over its head. If it didn't have flying, he would block with this, because they would do absolutely nothing to each other. 1 damage to the 3/3 makes it 3/2. 3 damage to the 1/4 makes it 1/1. It's not going to do anything. And I won't sack that guy. I have much more uses for it. And we will see what he does. Now that he has a good variety of his 3 colors, he has to be playing stuff. What do we got? Another artifact 2/2. It's fine and dandy. Is that an ally? Yes, it is. That's funny. Every single thing's an ally in there. So now he's got vigilance on that, but he's not going to attack because it's a smart choice. Instant or sorcery. It gets +3/+0 until end of turn. Very cool. Very cool indeed. That could be really beneficial. You get 4 damage to a creature, deal 2 damage to its controller. What do we do here? What are our choices? It's not a lot of stuff to worry about or think about, but I love to optimize every single thing that I can do, and I have plenty of time to think, so I might as well. So what we could do, we have really Lava Axe isn't, well, that could be a choice, because if I deal 5 damage to him, I won't have any other mana to use, but then this just does it to a creature. So I could do 8 damage total, he'd go down to 4. Next turn, I could hit him, a creature with this, deal 2 damage to him, he'll be at 2. I could hold out for Inferno to be cast and blast him to pieces at the end of it. It's not a bad idea. Or I could Chandra's Outrage, have 1 mana left, blast this guy because it's gonna give nasty things to allow him to attack and defend. Kill that guy off, deal 2 damage to him, he'll be at 10. Fly over that guy, hit him for 3 more, he'll be at 7. Keep this guy handy. Well, no, actually I wouldn't want to. I'd want to just attack, clear that thing off too. This would be a wipe of the board, keep my Phoenix out, peck at him. I think this is the best option. Mana-wise, I'm screwed. I can only play one thing, so I'll just play this guy. Because the way I see this is, I play this guy this turn, leave him sitting around doing whatever he wants. I have plenty of health. I can have him stack up whatever combos he wants to do to hit me. It's not going to be big to me. I could even keep this guy ready to block if I want to. Is not a bad idea. But it's not whittling his health down, which I don't really need to, because I could just wait to draw mountains and I could just spell him to death, which is not a bad idea at all. So I'll just sit tight and be fat and happy with what I got. As he gets more mana, clearly has tons of mana. Obviously he's not drawing a lot of good stuff, because he's got tons of mana and he hasn't played anything this turn. He has mana in his hand, and it is retarded amounts of mana. So now we've got Chandra's Outrage is a good play. It's an instant, so I'm going to go straight into the attack. Hit him with everything. See what he does. He's going to block. Okay, so he's blocking there. I'm going to pause the timer, because I've got an instant I'm ready to play. Okay, so he's going to choose some blocking. Okay, he's going to trade out these two. And he's going to safely block this guy, which is fine and dandy, but I'm going to kill this. Or this. Which one do I want to kill? Because then this is going to be... Yeah, no. I'm just going to kill this because I don't want this guy to die. So then, spell comes in. Kills that guy off. This guy's not attacking anything because he got blocked technically. Phoenix hits him for 3. This guy kills this guy because I played an instant. Got +3/+0. Bam. Kills that guy off and trades them effectively. And now I've got a board with 7 damage that can go right into him unless if he plays something that he can block with. It wasn't a bad idea. It worked out pretty good. What is this thing? 5. Ooh, haste. It can attack right now. Another ally enters the battlefield. You may put a 1/1 counter on it. Wow, there's a lot of ally counters on this, but he's drawing nothing but mana. This is pathetic. I'm doing way too good. This is sad. And of course he's going to attack because he knows he's not going to be able to block enough to do anything effective. It's like, why not attack? Ruin his perfect health. Jerk. Now what's he playing now? Battle Singer. Haste, and when it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may have ally creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. That's weird. Yeah, the AI is not doing so good. Because he should have played that before attacking. Because he could have hit me for 5 instead of 3, but whatever. I won't be too picky. Flames of Firebrand. What does this do? 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures and or players. I could do 1 to that and then 2 to him. Whee! Or I could just Fire Axe him and smack him with my Phoenix. Options galore. I'm just going to be annoying and sacrifice this guy to kill this guy. 4 damage. Pow. It's gone. And... yeah, why not? Let's just toy with it for now. 1 to that. 1 to him. 1 to him. I'll give him 1 more turn. I'll see if he can rectify himself a little bit. Because I've got Inferno in my hand. I could instantly kill him right off. Unless if he could somehow... hit me for 11 damage in one turn, which is highly unlikely. I mean, he's got a lot of mana. It's possible he could hit me with stuff, but I don't think he could do 11 damage that fast. I mean, at most, maybe he could play an Inferno. But then I could just kill him. So it's kind of pointless if he did. Okay, well, he didn't play anything. This is pathetic. Inferno for the win again! That's sad. Huh. I'm doing too good at this. Way too good at this. I get Flame Break! Whee! That's a rare. 3 damage to each creature without flying at each player. Creatures dealt damage this way can't be regenerated this turn. Nice. Regeneration's another useful thing. Well, heck, let's just roll through the whole thing, why don't we? Just endless Fireweave deck of destruction. Rawr. Yeah, the art is amazing for some of this stuff. Funny stuff and awesome stuff. Really? 2 Chandra's Phoenixes. 2 mana. Everything else costs more than 2, but hey, wow. Those 2/2 flyings, hastes. I can really wreak some havoc on him if I draw another mountain. I'll keep this hand. The hands we've been given is pretty good. I mean, I don't have a first turn or second turn or anything, but get a mountain third turn. We are Phoenix's face. I like that idea. Survive the Royal is the name of this deck. Nice. So we got that one. We're gonna roll into a turn 3 Chandra's Phoenix, which I have to mention, funny note, my girlfriend's name is Chandra. Very unique name. Very unique name. And let's see. Actually, he hasn't played a single creature yet either. What's the math with this? They all cost 3. So I'll play this guy first, because he's a 4/1. No flying or haste or anything, so I can't hit him with this turn. But if he doesn't play another creature or anything next turn, smack him for 4, smack him for 2 because of the haste. The haste is king when it comes to playing it secondary. Because, nice, didn't play a single creature. And extra mountain. Phoenix, this is going great, unless if he does something crazy. And Goblin. Arsonist. Had to read it for a second. I almost called it a Goblin Archivist. It's probably a creature of another type, though. And bam, bam. Ooh, he does have mana open. And if he was going to do anything, he'd do it anyway after I've attacked. So, see if he does anything. Nope, nothing. Sweet. Hit him for 6. A very good start. Considering he's only got 20 health, 6 damage is major right near the beginning. And if he doesn't do anything, I'm going to really do... Oh, man, Earthquake. X damage to each creature without flying in each player. It's got an X cost and a red, which means he pays red and 2 more. Deals 2 damage to everything. Arsonist, 1 damage to him. Nicely done. Of course, my creature has flying. Stays alive. But, man, he wiped out my 4 damage potential guy. That kind of sucked. Whatever. We'll roll with it. Now we got 5. We can play anything we want. In this situation, since we can play these at any time, really, haste will make it nice and dandy. Don't really care to do extra damage now. He has no creatures. Play this guy. It's the logical choice to hit him for 4 again. This is a very front-load heavy damage deck. It's got a lot of creatures with low toughness and high damage, and quite a few spells with damage dealing directly to the player, and some creatures too for removal, which is pretty nice. I don't know why I'd want to sacrifice that and kill my own creatures. Thank you. Unless if I wanted to pull it out of the graveyard, but that'd be pointless. Deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of mountains you control. Ouch. Getting rid of my 4 damage potential. Waste of a card, but if he has no other removal at this point, then that's a good play to get rid of the 4/1. And the Phoenix goes into play. Couldn't have killed him this turn because 5, 2, 7, not quite 9. So we're going to roll out the Phoenixes, opponent with that. If this was another actual person, they'd probably be raging at the fact I've got 2 Chandra's Phoenixes in play, ripping his face off. Because if he wiped these, next turn I could Lava Axe kill him anyway. But, you know, if he somehow gained life also, I'd get both of those back into my hand, because whenever you play, or whenever one of those dealt damage by red instance or sorcery spell, yeah. So I'd get both of those back if he killed them somehow. Destroy a land, then it deals damage to that land's control equal to the number of land cards in that player's graveyard. So that's just removing a land for me, because it doesn't really do damage yet because there's no lands in there. That must be what this deck's based on, is destroying my mana. But whatever. Too slow! You die. Easily done. And what achievement did we get? One game without destroying or dealing lethal damage to a creature. Nice. Didn't even have to. Ooh, rare. Ooh, and I get Spare of Prawns. Oh, it says the achievement there. Cool. Red, tap, exile 2 cards from your graveyard. Deals 2 damage to target creature player. Cool. Very nice card. Very interesting. Clears out your graveyard, which, I mean, in a red deck like this, it's not too required. I mean, there are a few things that I'd bring back, like Chandra's Phoenix and stuff, but it's a decent card. I hear chattering and rambling, blah, blah, blah. Story. Oh, no. I'm in trouble now. Alright, couple of low costs. Couple of decent other cards. That's a very nice card. I like that. It's 3 mana for 3 damage, however I want it. It's very good and flexible. Not bad. Not great, but I mean the mana keeps me happy, so I'll keep it. Why not? I don't have huge potential with this hand. We can rely on the luck of the draw. We'll see what happens. Mana! Not what I was looking for, but that's okay. We'll roll with it. We can handle 1 more mana. It'll help us later on. And what do you play, my friend? What is this? Rampant Growth. Search your library for a basic land card and put that card into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. Very nice card. Takes his turn away, but gives him more potential for the next turn. And a Lava Axe. Not too effective, but it's not too bad. 1-2 or the 2-1. Because next turn I could play Flames of Firebrand. Not too effective at the moment to play that guy, so we'll play this guy and deal more damage up front. Because he doesn't have anything in the field yet, so I don't have a use for Flames of Firebrand yet. So I suspect he'll play something soon that I could deal with that. And then I'll be playing my Fiend first, let him hit me with whatever it is. Ooh, a rare. Nice. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Ooh. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play the top card of your library as if it's a land card. A very nice card. That's going to increase his mana potential even more. I might get stomped soon. Depending on what he's got. If he's got something big and stompy, I might be crying soon. Just 2 damage though. It's not bad. I can easily Flames the Firebrand now. He did just play a land. 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 mana. He's already beaten me on mana by double. Almost double. 2 extra is what I meant. I could smack that out of the picture. I don't really want him to start snowballing, but he's already snowballing a bit. So what's the point if he draws more lands? Like crazy amounts. Well, he's got cards in his hand, he can play them. So, but that's my only use right now. I mean, Lava Axe spamming later, but nah, it's too gimmicky just for the 3. I'm going to go ahead and start pewing this off. 2 damage to that. 1 damage to him. I keep wanting to click his portrait, because I can click the creature card. Come on, let me click the portrait. There goes his guy. And that gives me freedom to smack him for 2 more, so he's down to 17. So yeah, I think that was a good idea, because if he gets to just start playing lands like crazy, that clears his hand potential. Because he plays with the top card reveal. So if it's a land, he pulls the land out and draws a non-land next turn. So that just helps him to get more creatures and stuff. Nice. That gives him some health. So that's another threat to get rid of. And with all the land potential he's got, obviously he's land crazy. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a quest counter on Heart Expedition. Remove 3 quest counters from it. Sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Sheesh. Definitely a land deck. Interesting. It's kind of scary though, because I think he's got some crazy mana potential insanity that he's going to drop down. Fire Elemental, nice. It's a 5/4 for 5. Not a great card, but it's not bad. It's my only option. I will play it. And he's got a 2/2, but I'd be fine attacking and having him trade for my 2/1. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to have artifacts. He's got an enchantment, which is like an artifact because it sits to the side, but it's not an artifact itself, so I wouldn't be able to sack it and destroy it. So clear choice right there is to take the damage, hit me with his 2, drop some lands, gain some mana, or life, not mana. Fairhaven Elf enters the battlefield. You search your library for basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. He's going to gain life right there from that alone. Bam, landfall, gain life, 17. Puts a tap counter on that. I got to get rid of that 2/2. If that thing comes out and that enchantment gets the quest counters on it, it's going to be nasty. And blocking's pointless right now, so I will gladly take the 2, because I don't want to lose my little beast that can become a potential bombastic blast cannon. Nice. Speaking of, I can get a land card. That will definitely give me the mana I want. It's a nice little 1/1 blocker. Or I could just fly and pew-pew him freely. Yes, I want to use it. Give me, I'll pick a mountain out of all the mountains. So you see how many lands I have in the deck. Yeah. He's already used that ability, so he'd probably block and trade that fine and dandy. Ooh, I get to play this now. Cool. So he'd probably block fine and dandy to do that. Not going to sack that and kill my own artifact. It's kind of stupid. At least at this point. There are uses for doing that, though. There are definitely uses for that. So, what are my options now? I didn't play any spells, so this guy's not going to get beefy 4/2. I can definitely attack with this one. I don't want to attack with that one. I'd run the risk of losing it to the 1/1. My 1/2 clearly is going to go through to him, because if he blocks with 1/1, he loses his 1/1 and I lose nothing. No gain for him right there. So he takes that. I'm going to continue into my turn. I don't think I mentioned it. You get 1 main phase where you can play spells, lands, etc. Oh, crap. He's got 2 of those. He's going to gain ridiculous life now. I got to stop those. Then you have a combat phase where you attack with your creatures. Watch the life go up. 20 health. You get your main phase to cast stuff, your combat phase to attack with stuff, and then another main phase to cast stuff if you wanted to cast stuff after combat. So he's going to attack me with a 1/1. It's clearly a nice choice. He's already used its uses, so... I'm fine with taking 1 for now. It's not going to break the bank. I'll take 1. It gave me an opportunity to trade it out with my little artifact. Hello, Flame Break! That is exactly what I was wanting. I'll be the only one left with the creature, and it'll be a 1/1. So, due to that, costs 3. Can I play anything for 2? No. Do I want to play anything? I could play that. For now. Nah, it's pointless. Very pointless. And that's kind of pointless to do that. So that being how it is, I'm going to continue. Go to the combat phase. So here's where you want to play things after the combat phase, because I'm going to be wiping my creatures anyway. If he lets himself get hit by these guys, it's a stupid move. Obviously, I have something up my sleeve. My mana's untapped. I'm attacking with stuff. He took 2. That was foolish of him. Takes the 1 from a flyer right away. This is a fair trade in his book. He's like, sure, I'll do that. But then the problem comes of my second main phase and flame breaking. Bam, everything dies. There goes your life gain potential from the lands. Thank you. But he's still going to draw some lands if he gets more counters on that guy. And he searches for a land and puts it into play. This guy is crazy lands. I wonder how many lands are in his deck. I wonder if he's got a typical build of lands or if he's got an extra amount. Probably just a typical build, I think, because that'd be way too much mana and you'd be screwing yourself over. 3 damage to a creature or player instant for 2 mana. Very nice. So for now, 4/1 for 5 or the 5/4 for 5. Honestly, we could just lava axe, just pick 'em for the 1 over and over, and then just do this. It's not a bad idea, but the creatures in play gives me some leverage. So I'll go ahead and play this guy, because he's pretty stompy. This guy's more of a glass cannon. Don't really need him right now, I don't think. So I'm going to smack him for the 1. Doing pretty darn good, actually. There was a threat with this guy of potential snowball out of control with all of the ridiculous amounts of mana he can pull out. And the health gain he'd get from that crazy creature. Oh, crap. Now comes the big mana. Oh, that's where the mana goes. Jeez. When it enters the battlefield, you put X11s on it, so he's going to have 8 because he had 10 lands, I believe. When it dies, you can distribute a number 1/1 counters equal to the number 1/1s on it among any number of creatures you control. Ooh, deadly. So killing that just puts it on all his other creatures if he has other creatures. So, ooh, I'm in a nasty spot with that one. Or am I? 4, 5, 6. Ah, I'm 1 mana short for blasting its face off. That would have dealt 3, that would have dealt 4. I would have dealt enough to that. I could have smacked and stomped him. I could still smack and stomp it. And he has no creatures in play. So that's a pretty darn good idea. See? Challenges pop up and we knock them down. It's not too tough. So then we go and attack, and it's like, I'm gonna block you because I got an 8/8. Yeah, that'll eat your face off. And I'm like, oh, but wait, there's more. And in this situation, this would be your typical choice because it's an exact amount of damage necessary to kill it. And that makes better use of this later, because then I could do 4 damage to something that might not die to this. But with our mana how it is, I can't do anything else with 3. So optimally, I could save this for later when I could play something else with it and just use this now. So I will use this right now because that's going to deal 2 damage to him too. Helps me out a little bit. Smash! Down goes your Hydra. Down goes my guy, but fair trade in my opinion because you don't get to use your counters that you could have distributed. Very, very nice. That's a nasty card. And that guy again. Not too big of a deal. Gets another land out there. Hope he doesn't pay another Hydra anytime soon. That thing was beastly. Might not be able to handle it next time. Get some more mana. Very nice. So I got 6. At this point, I'm just going to drop a Lava Axe on his face. This next turn, we can just Lava Axe again. And I'm not going to bother attacking. I'll just sit and defend, block that thing, kill it, ruin his potential for anything crazy like some big buff on that creature. Whoo, foil rare. Plopping all his mana for it. 12? What the heck? Whenever opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card into the battlefield under your control. Whoa! What does Annihilator 2 do? When a creature with Annihilator attacks, the defending player must sacrifice a number of permanent. Ah! When a creature with Annihilator 4 attacks, the defending player must sack 4 permanents. Permanents are cards in the field. On the field. Anything. Jeez. That is a freaking nice card. Holy crap. He would attack me with that for 11 damage. I'm going to block that because I know I can win next turn anyway with the Lava Axe. Then I would be forced to get rid of 2 permanents. He would get those 2 permanents. I'd get rid of mana probably because that'd be an optimal choice. Sheesh. Deadly. But I'm not going to let that happen. He'd almost kill me with just attacking that once. It's insane. What's this one? Defeat Chant of Muldaya deck. Nice. That was an insane card. Oh, Fire Shrieker. That's an oldie. I remember that one. Yeah, I got his deck. Are you serious? Wow. That's kind of cool. Be interesting. Broken Staff from Fallen Shaman. Another step closer to finding Ramaz. Oh boy. Hooray. Chapter unlocked. Okay. Story. I don't really care for the story. You can read that if you want. I don't care, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Very fun. Very interesting deck we dealt with just there. Good times were had. Good times were had. So let's look at the deck. Let's take a peek at it. Because I've been playing with the Fireweave and I've unlocked 8 out of 30. I guess I could build my own deck with those 8 out of 30. I've got this one too. It's a very nice soldier type deck. I have a soldier type deck, a physical actual soldier type deck still in my closet. Loved it. I built it long ago. Great soldier deck. Built it with my own knowledge. Thank you very much. So, what's in this thing? It's got that crazy Hydra. It's got a lot of other stuff there. How do I scroll between them? Ah, there we go. Play an additional land this turn. Draw a card. Pretty good card. Pretty good card. More rampant growth. That thing is freaking amazing. Give you a ton of health. Search your land for cards. Library. That thing's retarded amounts of awesome. Spore Mound, when you land in your battlefield and you control, put a 1/1 green sapperling token into the battlefield. Whoa, that's a pretty darn good one too. I think that's an oldie as well. I remember, I call them oldies because they were just things before 2004 when I stopped playing pretty much. I think Mirrodin was like the last, what are they called, expansions? I don't remember anymore. When the last pack stuff, when it came out. Mirrodin was the last one I remember, I think. Primeval Titan comes to battlefield, attacks. You may search a library for up to 2 land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped. Holy crap, that is ridiculous amounts of land to draw in this thing. When Palaka Worm enters the battlefield, gain 7 life. When it dies, draw a card. Pretty darn good for 7. So Trample. Trample means that when it deals damage to a creature that blocked it, the rest of the damage that goes, that if there's extra damage that is useless, like 7/7 hits a 3/4, there'd be 3 damage that goes through, so it goes through to the player instead of just disappearing into nothingness. So Trample's pretty darn good. All this dust, each player sacrifices all colored permanents he or she controls. Wow. That's a board clear. Nice. Doesn't get rid of lands though, because lands aren't colored permanents. Like this is a colorless. Clearly there's no color associated with mana cost, and it's a silvery color. So that's a colorless permanent, so that one wouldn't get destroyed. Attacks each turn of Fable and 2 Annihilator. Wow. That's ridiculous. Enchanted creature. It's a thing that sticks to the creature forever until it gets removed or killed. It gets +10/+10 trample and Annihilator too. This is a crazy deck. Surprised the opponent didn't blow me away with it. Yeesh. Wow. I could see how this deck can screw you over. If you get all these big cards in your hand at the start, you're done for, because you won't be doing much. Can't be blocked by except for 3 or more creatures. So if the opponent doesn't have 3 or more creatures, it's going through and hitting you with Annihilator 3, and you're going to lose a lot of stuff. This is insane. I'm going to try this next time. This is awesome. Very awesome. Well, I thank you guys for watching me through this. We're probably going to be playing this through quite a bit. I love Magic. This run I just had was awesome. I had more trouble in the very beginning of the game. It was ridiculous amounts of issues with just getting bad draw, bad stuff. The green deck was terrible. The red deck's rolling faces. Loving this. I'm going to try that Annihilator deck next. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.